Hello friends, this is Ryan from Behind Eyes Gaming. It's 5 p.m. on a, I actually have no idea what today is, on a Wednesday. I guess when I don't have anything holding me down, I forget what day it is. But we're here at 5 p.m. and we are back with Oreo McFury, the solo self-found Berserker. Gonna be continuing our journey with that today. Hopefully, been having some good streams. Hopefully we continue to have some good streams going forward here. A quick shout out to Haku Paulson or H4Ku Paulson for waiting for 70 minutes. Appreciate that, man. Or, oh no, I need to go correct something here. I forgot to get the Chamber of Sins waypoint last time, so we're gonna have to hop back there from the den really quick, and we're gonna start off by doing that because we're going to need that waypoint. I don't even remember if I got the trial in this area, so, and I suppose I could always come back for it later, but may as well go for it now while we're here, you know. Some rage stacks stacked. Go ahead and at some point, I plan on doing a little bit of crafting here, so gotta get a new couple of swords. Hey, thanks for stopping in, Haku. Appreciate that. Or H4Ku, whatever it may be. Paul. If you prefer a being called something or another, you can let me know. Alrighty. Grab some of this sweet loot. Ah, yes. I should actually look at the rares, grab the rares that I may use. This one might not be Haku's, right? Hey! Okay. Ah, okay, you said that in your last message. I'm just blind. Blind, deaf, maybe a little bit mute. Definitely not mute. But we're gonna head back now and grab ourselves that waypoint. I'll probably just skip over it. Hey Matt, how's it going, dude? Fixed the lag problem? I guess we will find out because I wasn't able to find anything on my end. So hopefully it was on YouTube's end and it fixes itself. But yeah, let me know if you're still experiencing that chat lag because I wasn't able to figure out anything that would be causing that. The only thing I can think of that I wasn't able to necessarily look into is if no, that doesn't make any sense. I have let's grab this hideout while we're here. May as well. I usually just ignore hideouts, but I think in this playthrough, since it'll be pretty easy going, I'll just go through and grab all of these. Where is... Okay. Well, hey Skepsy, how's it going, man? How's it going? Hope you're having a wonderful evening. Wednesday evening, apparently. Okay, it was YouTube. Good, 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 good. Well, I don't know if I actually got this trial, but we may as well grab it while we're here, or see if we grabbed it, and then we'll go grab the waypoint. I suppose there's not really too much of a point in me having the waypoint if I already have the trial, but yes, it looks like we already got this, so... which one are we missing? The crypt. E-crypt. Okay. Hey. Well, get our rage on here, drop our banner for our maximum DPS. Alright. It's kind of awkward to have my banner set up there, but I'm pretty much all filled up on... I have it on my middle mouse button. It's a little bit weird. Little awkward. Got my 2 big DPS boosts. We're not running a curse, and probably won't be because we already have 2, you know, DPS buttons, and having a third one will just be a little bit overwhelming for me. I'm a simple man, not super good at pressing all of the buttons like some players are. I like to keep it down to just a few hotkeys if I can that are active. Alright, grab the jewel, get out of here. Alright. Man. It will be this way. Yep. Okay. That's all taken care of. That's the first time I've missed that in a long time. And we'll go ahead and toss this on. We're going to be replacing our swords soon. We already have something on that. I'll just throw them on the boots. If we get boots that we can replace, we'll just finish that off. Be right back. Want to see what the idiots in Capitol Hill have to say? Hey, yeah, por favor, no political speak here. I like to keep it on the relative down low. The DL for the political speak. Alright. So, because that can get pretty contentious and pretty toxic pretty quickly. So, enough of that. Started playing Flicker Strike today. Sounds just right click, yeah. Man, I've always been afraid of playing Flicker Strike just because of the I don't know, man. It looks like it'll give me motion sickness. I've watched videos doing Flicker Strike, and it just seems very, very obnoxious. I used to get motion sickness in a car when I was a kid, so I can't imagine it'll be a lot better. Also, I don't know if I'd be able to react to things well enough. I also like delving, and I'm afraid that I'll Flicker Strike right into the darkness and die. So lots of good reasons for me not to play Flicker Strike. Otherwise, it seems right up my alley. Just hold right click and go. But, yeah. I think I'll avoid that for now. Okay. Awesome. Yeah. I don't know if I could get motion sickness from playing a game. I've felt a little queasy playing certain games. Like I've done like flight simulators that have made me queasy, and I can't imagine that would be. Ooh, hey, look at that! The last one standing. That's a pretty good divination card to get. Get ourselves in a serious disfavor. If so, maybe we will respec into two-handed axes. But chances of getting 10 of those, I think, are pretty low. And this is solo self-bound, so I'm not going to be buying them. Hey, Robert, how's it going, dude? Yeah, that was a pretty lucky drop. If we were in Trade League, that would be worth a decent amount, especially in the beginning of a league, because I remember at Series Disfavors were like, what, like 10 Exalts at one point? Pretty crazy setup there, so that'd be an Exalt in a Trade League. But more than likely, it's pretty useless to us. I don't even know where that normally drops, to be honest. Maybe if we get a whole lot of stacked decks, that'll be our way of getting those. It bodes well. Our future Headhunter drop is on its way. I'm doing well. I'm coming down with a little bit of a cold, so if I have to cough or if my voice sounds a little scratchy, that's why. Getting a little bit of a congestion thing. Just the extreme, going in from the extremes from inside and outside lately, I think. Maybe. Also, it just might be that Jessica had a cold, and I think, or something like a cold, just some congestion. Oh, I'm talking about the cold that I may be coming down with. I think you might have gotten it first. Don't you? Oh, okay. She does not have a cold, I guess. Well, I'm definitely getting it from something, so... Could be. It's probably not allergies. I have never really had allergies. I briefly had allergies when I was in the South, but I think that was because they have higher pollen counts near the mountain, or different kinds of pollen that I haven't been exposed to. Thought you completed this act? You know what? I did complete this act. Thank you, Robert. You're absolutely right. Well. Ooh. What loot filter do I have on? Am I just not picking up, I might have to drop down my loot filter a little bit so I can pick up Portal and Wisdom Scrolls, because we're running pretty low here. But And it's solo self-found, so it's not like I can get it very easily. Guess I'll just pick up one of these. Check this out. Ooh, 72 life. 34 cold resistance. That's not bad. And that one's not terrible either. 60 life on a ring. I'll lose quite a lot of resistances, I think. What am I missing on resistances? A fire res, which we need. And then maybe I can craft some lightning resistance on this. Does it have an open suffix? Yes, it does. Alright, cool. Oh, actually, we can get lightning resistance from this. So that'll drop us below on cold resist, but we can just put some cold resist on. Hey. Sell all the scraps for now. I would, but I'm actually running low on scraps as well. So yeah, I think I'm just gonna lower my loot filter for a little bit, pick up some, make sure I'm, ooh. Where'd my portal Where'd my, well. Did I just sell my wisdom scrolls or something? I guess I may have just done that, so let's go ahead and sell some of this stuff. Yeah, I think I might have just vendored my wisdom scrolls. Oh, duh, I just had so few of them that I got rid of them. A little scatterbrained today. Ooh, 81 life and 3 to 7 fizz. I might hold on to that. I might use that later when I get my resistances a little bit more sorted out. Okay. And I'll hold on to the hypnotic eye jewel for now. So let's get everything here sorted. Hey. Hey. Robert wants to know how you are. Robert from chat wants to know how you are. Good. Okay. Yeah, she had a sinus headache. That's why I thought she had a cold, but... Or allergies? Okay. Yeah, I always associate sinus headaches with a cold, so... Spotty thunderstorms. Oh, you're from Connecticut, Skepsy? Ooh. Ooh, cool. Yeah, we've had a lot of storms recently. I live pretty close to a river.
Friends.
Hey!
Welcome to Behind Eyes Gaming.
I think I might have double notifications on again. I thought I fixed that, but apparently not. Let me see. Let's see. Oh, yep. I do indeed have double Streamlabs up. Let me make sure, figure out what the right one is here. I'm going to assume that this is the one and remove that. Yes, okay. Hopefully that's fixed now. Yeah. Yeah, I think she's doing better now. She sounds like she doesn't have a headache anymore, so that's good. He's good. Oops. Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, we had some pretty bad flooding around here, and I've grown up with flooding my whole life, so pretty used to it. But we are high enough above the river level where we're not in any real threat. Yeah, I didn't even get to see who subbed to me, so thank you for whoever subbed. Appreciate that. Welcome to Behind Eyes Gaming. Still got to get used to the whole paying attention to notifications and also playing at the same time. It's not like Twitch where it'll say in the chat channel, so a little bit of a got to catch it while it's up. I got distracted by the double notification. Yeah. But other than that, I've been doing pretty well. I'll just pick up, we can probably ignore wisdom scrolls at least. Sell the transmutes for those, but I'm definitely going to be picking up the portal scrolls at least. You found a mirror? Dude, I've been playing for a lot longer than that, and I have never found a mirror. And some leagues I've put about I put in pretty much every day for at least 6-7 hours for some leagues for the entire league, and still have not found a mirror. So I'm impressed that you found a mirror. Oh, got a freeze box here. Luckily, we are tanky enough. A little bit too lazy to actually set up freeze immunity just yet. We'll set that up in the end game. Get everything sorted there. But man, yeah, I've been playing since there were only 2 acts. I feel like that's got to be like 5 years ago at this point. I don't know exactly how many, but I've been playing for an extremely long time and never found a mirror. I would be very, very pleased to find myself a mirror. I suppose we should be checking vendors for 6 links or 5 links. Very unlikely, but possible. We don't have any... Oh, we do. We have a Twilight Blade, which is 53. I think that's about as recent as we can get right now. 30 to 84. So, and it's got the right socket colors to replace one of these. So we're gonna go ahead and pick this up and try to craft onto it. Put some blacksmith's whetstones on there, and let's see what essences we have. Well, nothing good for essences. We can try... I guess we can try just elking it. Yeah. Well. Man. 7? Man, yeah, it's been a long time. It feels like I've played POE longer than any game I've ever played, for sure. Oh. But yeah, we were gonna craft some cold resist on one of these. I'm gonna go do that real quick. And we found possibly a better helmet here. We're gonna lose a little bit of lightning resist again, but I think we'll still be overmaxed for that. Oh, right on the dot, but that's okay. We can deal with 75. And as far as the cold resist goes, we just go ahead and pop this. Alright, that's a pretty good ring overall, honestly. It's got a good amount of life, with the strength over 70 life. Not too bad. And I'm just gonna go pick up Barbarism here. That'll sort out some of the rest of our resistances. Now, we could use Chaos on our... I want to save them, though. Save our... Physical is extra Chaos, all that Chaos damage. Shame that it is a wand, and I'm not going to play a physical wander. If I'm going to play a wander, it'll definitely be an elemental wander. Man. Yeah, I've probably put close to 10k hours onto this. I don't really know because I don't have it on Steam, but it's been a lot for sure. Yeah, I think the skill tree is the thing that either brings people to the game or drives them away, because it looks very intimidating when you first get in on it. But honestly, that was kind of... I like really complex games with a lot of character customization, and it doesn't get more complex or customizable than PoE, really. You know, you can pretty much do whatever you want. The only limits are kind of... I mean, there are obviously limits, but realistically you can break a lot of those limits with the right combinations of skills and items. If you're creative enough, you can think of pretty much any kind of build you want, and that makes for a really fun game in my mind, so big fan of that. Oh, money? Yeah, I put like, I think I've spent like $80 to $120 on microtransactions just to kind of give back to the, give back to GGG, because, you know, this is my favorite game of all time, so I wanted to pay more than I would for a AAA game. I've played this way, way more than I ever have any AAA game by a fair margin. And so, you know, every few months, if I have extra money, I'll put $10-$20 into getting some mystery boxes, or specifically, I really like my frog pets. I should put my frog pets on this character. I got the little crown frogs. I'm a big fan of those. As soon as I saw it was free, yeah, for a free game, this stands head and shoulders above pretty much any other free game in my mind. So it's something I've stuck with over the years, and yeah, I don't plan on quitting anytime soon. Every time a new league comes out, I get just as excited as the last league. You know, sometimes I do quit for a while, like Betrayal League. I quit for a while. I actually went back to Standard during Synthesis League for a little bit because I wasn't really enjoying the mechanic, but you know, I was still playing the game, which is still saying something. Even if there's a league mechanic I'm not super fond of, I'll still play the game. But nice. Yeah, supporter packs. Man, I wish I could afford supporter packs, but I have not had the extra currency. I keep saving all of my extra money when I'm working for trying to make YouTube work full time, and then I'll go off and I'll do YouTube, and usually I'll kind of just run myself out of savings, and then I'll do it again. And every time I get just a little bit closer to making it work, and eventually, hopefully, it'll stick. But as of now, sadly, yep, just in that kind of cyclical mess where I'm not going to be able to spend money on supporter packs, sadly, as much as I'd love to. Yeah, I didn't like Synthesis that much. Some of the high-end crafters really liked Synthesis, but for me personally, I do like crafting, but not that much. I wasn't willing to sort through thousands of items to try to find just the right stuff and annul off all the extra stuff, so I'm functionally guaranteed to get a triple implicit, and you know, it just seemed like it seemed like a lot of effort for a big gamble, or you know, maybe you'll get an awesome item, but and I didn't like doing the map. I didn't like having to redo it all the time. I liked the bosses, and I liked actually running the areas, but I didn't like having to go back and set up the pieces all the time, and then run the pieces. And when I run out of, you know, it was, hey, how's it going, Steven? Thanks for stopping in, dude. Yeah. Out of all the leagues, the best one, yeah, I love Delve. Delve is one of my favorite leagues of all time, although this one, to be honest, is actually giving it quite the run for its money. Whoa, getting a little bit of a lag spike there. I think we'll burn her down before, yep, okay. Oh, I didn't know I could get a Corsair sword already. Cool. Maybe we'll get a nice little upgrade here. No go. Nope, not quite. Beach? Yeah, Breach. Breach was super cool. Pretty big fan of Breach. This, a lot of people like to call this league Breach 2.0. You know, it's a little bit different, but Breach was definitely fun. I knew what you meant. The Beach League, where the only map available to run was Beach. Give it a quick stretch. All right. And off we go. So, for anybody who doesn't know, running Quay, if you want to do the skill point quest, you kind of, you hug the left side, and there will be a little tiny bridge that you'll see. And that will have the Ankh that you have to get. Little tip for anybody who doesn't know how to get that as you're going through. If you kind of just hug the side here, eventually you'll come across the little bridge. I think it's always like that, unless they've changed the map layouts, which is definitely possible. It's not this, but yeah, I'll show you. I'll show you what I mean once here it is. Okay, so as long as you hug that wall, eventually you'll see a little staircase with this archway, and it's got a little bridge, and right here will be the Ankh. So, aha. Alright. We'll go ahead, and Tiger Sword is a two-hander. Not really into the whole... it says, coffee makes me poop. My brother got me this mug. Very accurate. I do like my coffee. And, yep. Coffee keeps you quite regular in my experience. I was trying to cut back on my caffeine intake, but I've kind of reverted into a more all-day coffee drinker again, so you can take that. I don't consider it unfortunate necessarily, but it can be a bit of an issue as I become functionally useless without it, which is probably a bad thing. It's preferable not to be addicted to anything, but here we are. Dinosaur game? Oh, Ark? My cousin plays Ark. I've never actually played it myself, but my cousin really likes it, so must be a pretty good game. Yeah. I have no idea, man. I have no idea what you're talking about. I assume those are dinosaurs. If it's not a mug, what is it? It is a caffeine dispensary device, I would say. That's a more roundabout way to put it, but that's the only other way I can think of to describe it. A potential cake maker, if you've ever had mug cake or mug brownies. Yeah, I used to play survival games back in the day. The Warcraft 3 mods they used to have, like the survival island ones, but I've never really played a more modern survival game. You know, they might be something that I would enjoy, but I'm not entirely sure. And I'm pretty sure Ark is not free, so that's the barrier of entry for me. As far as games that I purchase, I'll probably only be purchasing Borderlands 3 for upcoming games, so got a very limited games budget at the moment. And by limited, I mean functionally non-existent. Beverage transportation device. Okay, yeah. So I'll not be playing Ark then. What you got there? Ooh. Salmon. Delish. Yeah. I'm actually not a big fish fan myself, although I've had swordfish and it was pretty good, but yeah. Growing up by the river and not being a fish fan is a pretty big sin around here. That's true. Sea fish are quite a lot better. I like sushi, but mostly just tuna. Like, I like the spicy tuna rolls, but... There are dinos in POE. There are, in Act 9? Yeah, in Act 9 there are dinosaurs in POE. There are also dinosaurs in Legion League. The Mariketh ride them. Yep. So... there are some dinosaurs in POE. It'd be cool to have a bigger dinosaur in POE, maybe. But I think they were kind of testing the waters to see what people would allow as far as the kinds of mobs that are in the game. That's fair. Yeah, I play a little bit of World of Warcraft, but I don't play the official World of Warcraft server. I just play like I'll play custom servers, like, what's the one that I play called? I don't even remember anymore, but I play a Wrath of the Lich King private server sometimes. Not very often, but hey, Wall, how's it going, dude? Thanks for stopping in, appreciate that, man. Wow, I didn't even notice. The minimap here is very deceptive because of the small areas. I didn't even notice that there was a doorway back here, or a little pathway. So, Yeah, I would be open to there being more dinosaurs in PoE. Why not? I know it's not necessarily fitting of the dark fantasy setting, but yeah. Could put in a random big T-Rex boss in the Marrakech Desert. Or something like that. Alright, gotta go sort out the inventory here. I think we need more cool, like big, scary, cool bosses, you know? I like some of the... Another Kitaba, yeah. This time it's a dinosaur. Ooh, that's not bad. Got life, got all resist. I might use that. I'm gonna go ahead and put that. Giant Scorpion Queen. I like that boss, but I hate that boss fight. I really, really hate that boss fight, man. The fact that she goes underground and all of the slowing sand, that's definitely my least favorite boss fight, I think. 20 movement speed, 8 life. Yep, looks like a whole lot of nothing. We got weapon damage. Ooh. This might be usable later on if we decide to go the bleed route with it. Ooh, do you guys see those beautiful graphic glitches up here? Man, my computer's working overtime. What's our lowest resists are cold and lightning. Looks like my computer is having a little bit of a fit. If it crashes or something, then I will be back. Alright, so let's see, we've leveled up. Let's see if they have any new swords. Another Dusk Blade. I suppose we can potentially see if we can craft that. Oh yeah, there are Corsair swords now. We should definitely be looking to craft a Corsair sword, and we'll try for a Dusk Blade as well. Ah. Yeah. I mean, to be fair, I remember the days of just Vol Oversoul being the final boss, and that was that was a little bit too easy, I think. So, do we use some? We'll get a drop eventually. We're not falling that far off on the damage. We'll be fine. I don't know if I have a Stone of Lazwar yet. Yes. And we'll just toss it in here for now. If we get the 5-for-1 prophecy, we can always trade back that. When we get a... Hey, Sleazy Gamer, how's it going, man? Long time no see. Man, I wasn't expecting to see you in a in a PoE stream. Thanks for stopping in, dude. Man. It is going good. How have you been, dude? I haven't seen you in, what, like months? Months and months. Maybe a year. It's been a really long time. Feel the love. Yeah. Getting a lot of old faces from the old MTG days. By the way, speaking of, I have my MTG deck finished for my first video in a very long time on that channel. I was gonna film it today, but between coming down with the cold and just, you know, feeling a little bit under the weather and then streaming tonight, I was like, I don't know if I'll have time for it tonight, but I'm gonna try to get that out within the next couple of days. And it is pretty good. So I did get a 7 win with it. I'm currently accumulating gold with it, and it's a pretty nice kind of budget starter deck for MTG Arena. So it is a blue deck, actually. I had to very heavily modify it to the point where I'm, you know, basically reconstructed it. But yeah, it's a very fun deck. Hey, thanks for stopping in, Matt. Appreciate that, dude. Hope to see you tomorrow. All right. Been a minute. Yeah, it's been a long time, dude. But yeah, I'll be back on the MTG channel. I'll probably try to post one video a week on the MTG channel just because I'll be a little bit busier with the POE stuff, but I'm going to hopefully get that started. Now, I've been spending about 2 to 3 hours a day playing MTG Arena, so if I can get that all sorted out, I just need to budget my time well. You know, that's always been a weakness of mine is time management. I have a lot of stuff to do, not a lot of time to do it, so got tired of playing against mono red. That's fair. That's you know, I got tired of playing mono red because it felt like the only way I could get wins fast enough to make up for the amount of time I was playing, but I think I have a solution to that for now. And, you know, since I'm getting back into it again, I'll just play whatever's fun, honestly. Yeah, I've only run into 1 or 2 mono red decks, so it's nice to not have to play against that all the time. Excuse me. Oof. Getting the good stuff here. We're gonna have to start watching out for rapiers here. I'll probably have to pick up a little bit of extra dex gear so I can get the higher tier rapiers that drop. Yeah. Something like that. So the way to get through here is to look for the bodies in the doorway. Unfortunately, I don't see them anywhere, so I feel like I got a little bit dead-ended. I guess... Oh, here it is. Alright. I was right the first time. Esper Hero and Elementals. Yeah, I played against an Elemental deck. I've been seeing a lot of cool decks, just generally speaking. I saw an Angel deck that I was pretty impressed with, and it was kind of a natural counter to my deck, which was a little bit unfortunate. Seen some good stuff. So I kind of, you know, set my deck up to be good against burn and control because that was the meta that was good when I was playing, and I'm seeing a lot more mid-range decks come around. So, hey, vampires. Yeah, it is very similar. The creators of it were either inspired by or worked on Diablo 2. I don't remember exactly, but yeah, they. I don't remember. Did Chris Wilson work on Diablo 2, or was he just inspired by Diablo 2? Yeah, I don't know, but I consider it a more faithful adaptation to, or a follow-up to Diablo 2. And I'm, you know, I quit playing Diablo 3 ages ago, and I've been playing this game for years. Wow, look at all them. And this is definitely my favorite game of all time, so been playing it for, I guess, maybe 7 years now, if Matt is correct on his timeline, what he said earlier. So, because I was playing when there was only 2 acts, is when I started playing, so yeah. Somewhere in between 5 and 7 years. And outside of potentially Dance Dance Revolution, this is probably the video game I've spent the most time on in my life, or just the game in general. You know what? I think at this point it's pretty safe to say I've surpassed DDR. Even though I spent like all of my high school and post-high school days playing that. For like, I don't know, a long time. Like 9 hours a day sometimes. Duelist Facebreaker? Hey! Holy, yeah, the damage for Facebreakers is pretty crazy. If you want to go crit Facebreakers, it's a little bit tricky. You'll have to use, I forget what it's called, but it's a unique amulet that makes your claw nodes count as unarmed, and also sets your unarmed and claw crit rate to 7. But yeah, it gets pretty crazy. The crit Facebreaker build can get off. Did I not grab that waypoint? I'm paranoid that I forgot to grab the waypoint in answering that. So I'm gonna slowly jump back. I did not. Man, I've been a little absent-minded when it comes to these waypoints lately. Alright. Watch out for some of that stuff, but yeah, hopefully by the end I'll have my second Ascendancy here pretty soon. I'll probably go back and grab the one for that. Yeah, well, I have exactly 2 rare wildcards at the moment, so anything that is requiring more than that to craft, not gonna happen. Not gonna happen. But, you know, I'm building them up. I went through a lot of the codes that you gave me were no longer viable, but some of them were, and I got a lot of cards that way as well. And yeah, what I'm trying to do right now in Magic is I'm trying to save up gold, use that gold to buy into drafts, to win crystals, and then I'm going to use the crystals to buy the pass thing. So, and I'll get a bunch of extra packs that way. I figure that's probably the fastest way to get packs, hopefully. Could be wrong, but I assume so, provided that I play enough to actually complete it all. Yeah. I might stream drafts. We'll have to see. We will see. I'm gonna kind of see how well my first few videos go first, and then, hey, the gull. Nice. I love that. That is a favorite helmet of mine. Not gonna use it for this build, of course, but I do enjoy it just generally speaking. Alright. I'm probably spending a little bit too much time just killing everything here. Need to give that a little bit of a rest. I'm actually not over-leveled, surprisingly. So I'm probably fine. Hey, thanks for stopping in, Sleazy Gamer. Appreciate that, dude. Yeah, I'll be streaming daily, so every night, 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. Central Standard Time for at least a week. I'm gonna see, you know, I'm gonna see how I feel and see how well I'm able to keep it up. And if it's something that's sustainable for me, I will be back. I'll continue to do it. True. Yeah, but I'm nowhere near as good as Kenji, to be honest, so I don't know. You know what? I'm gonna start picking up the crit nodes now. I feel like I've got a good amount of life. I could pick up a little bit more life. I'm near some that I can grab. But yeah, I'm gonna start picking up my crit nodes. 'Cause I'll probably get the second, my second Ascendancy. I'll probably go for the crit Ascendancy. Hey! Back inside and on the PC, yeah. Welcome back. Alright. So we are just grabbing some sun and moon orbs here. Pick up more monoliths. Yeah. I mean, I'm a good drafter. When I did MTGO drafts, I was able to, you know, maintain basically even value from my buy-ins, but I'm nowhere near as good as he is. I think I'm probably like a top 20% drafter, maybe a top 15, but probably not much better than that. So there gets a point, and that was there gets a point where I don't think people would ever really watch me do drafts over someone like Kenji. Hey, well, thanks for stopping by, Robert. Appreciate that, dude. Have a good night, and I hope to see you again tomorrow. Alright. And we are to the first orb. Go ahead, and we don't have all of our stuff here. Get our bursts of damage going. Yeah, our damage is definitely starting to fall off, so that'll be something that we're going to have to take care of. Hopefully we can get some good swords here soon. We do not have enough dex to use a Dragonbone Rapier yet. How much are we gonna need? Maybe we should head... yeah, we can just grab proficiency for now, I think. And that'll sort us for dex, just barely. But I think next level we'll grab proficiency, so we can potentially get a nice dragon bone rapier. As long as it wouldn't get me demonetized, that's okay, Robert. But if it's something a little too edgy, probably should avoid that. YouTube is a tricky thing. It's hard enough to keep... Ooh! Hey! 30% move speed, double light, or double resistance. We can craft life onto that. That's a nice pair of boots we got there. And we can move our blood rage over. So, yeah. Nice. Oh, cool. Cool. Well, I think we're having a hard time keeping up the blacksmith's whetstones. At one of these times I'm gonna have to bite the bullet and put... Do you know what a duvet is? It's French, and I believe it is related somehow to a toilet. Correct? No? Jessica knows French. She knows exactly what it is. Common household item. Is it? Is it illicit in some way? Okay. Well, apparently I don't know what a duvet is. What is a duvet? A bedspread? Okay. Ah, bottom of the bed. Okay. Yeah. I'm I'm not well versed in the way of furnishings. Furnishings or decorations or anything like that. A little bit over my head. Jessica's the expert in that in this household, so... Ah, okay. I see, so it's cheeky in that way. I think we're gonna go to the crypt. I'm just gonna go ahead and get my second Ascendancy. Gonna go to the crypt, get our last trial done here, since we didn't grab it the first time through. I don't remember if it's on the first floor of the crypt or the second. I think it's on the second, but I'm not 100%, so I'm just gonna give this place a good sweeping. Ah, here it is. Okay. First it is. Try not to die to the whirly boys. Like a fringe? Okay. Alright. Avoided death to the whirly boys. Get our damage over time, which is not particularly useful for us, but... Alright, back we go. I suppose maybe I should have finished that quest first, but whatever, it's fine. Go ahead and go out, not to the menagerie, and the Aspirants Plaza. And we will grab Flawless Savagery. Pretty good. Pretty nice little bit here. That's almost 100% crit chance. I mean, our crit chance at the moment is very low, 5%, but hopefully we'll be able to pick up some high crit ones. Okay. Well, that's fair enough. Apparently Steven's no more of an expert than I am, so that makes me feel better. It's a cover for your comforter? Okay. Fair enough. Well, that reference would have been right over my head, so you probably shouldn't use it for a toiletry in any way. Used to have one? I can't say whether or not I've ever had one or not, because I don't know what it is. Oh, okay, I think I actually do. Is it the kind of stretchy one that you put and it like hangs down? Yeah. Oh, under the mattress. Oh yeah, then nope, never had one of those. Just try to avoid the big hammer. He has a nice big wind up. You can get out of the way of it pretty easily. The hammer one is the easiest one to deal with. Oh, but he kept going after he dies. Man, even after he plays his voice line, sometimes you gotta watch out. He has 1 or 2 more attacks left over in him. But yeah, you know, I say he's the easiest one to avoid. I bet you I die to him. I bet you one of these times I just stand right into one of his slams and off I go. It's a matter of time. My death is imminent. Man. Duvet. I'll just Google it afterwards. If this dungeon that I'm in right now, basically if you die in it, you have to start over. So I'm definitely not going to click any links and look when I do that. But go ahead and get ourselves the shrine. Mysterious shrine. You'll receive an additional use of the divine font. Oh boy. Hey. Double chance for those boot enchants. Oh, I hope I have those boots. Did I sell? I hope I didn't sell those 30 move speed boots. Man. I can check my stash and see if I still have them in there, and if so, I can double enchant those. See if we can get ourselves a good enchant on it. I don't think we need the leech one. If we do get the leech one, we could always potentially later on spec out of the leech for Berserker. But yeah, we'll have to see how that goes. Yeah, I fear dying here because it is possible. The particular iteration of this boss, he can spawn with different weapons. And alright, let me check this, make sure. Okay, good. I saved those boots. So we're going to be enchanting those boots. Unless these boots are better somehow. 15% movement speed. Not quite as good, but yeah, we'll be enchanting those boots, hoping for something nice with our double use. Oh, I did get hit by him, but I survived with all of my crazy amount of physical damage reduction. Right, cool. That was a pretty quick kill. Didn't even have to pop my Berserk. And lock the door. Oh, God. Look at those precise jumps. Man, killing it today. Absolutely crushing it. Be a professional racer. No, absolutely not. I used to be pretty good at racing the early game back when they used to have prizes for them. And have actual, like, you know, scheduled race events. But I practiced all the time back then. Now, I don't think I would want to try. I do alright. Like, in the beginning of a new league, I managed to get to end game at in a pretty timely manner, but that's usually rushing it. So, not much of a racer anymore, sadly. Might get back into it. I've heard the competitive scene for POE is getting pretty tight. Alright. Blue packs, get some currency or some XP. And one more Izaro to go. I don't think it'll be this way. If it does turn out to be this way, that's fine. We'll go this way. The path of least resistance, as it were. As it was, and as it always will be. Yeah, maybe least resistance. When in doubt, go the way that doesn't have a bunch of traps. Jump over that, jump over that. Fancy foil. Suppose we can probably take the gauntlets too. And alright. Final Izaro. Take care of this boy, double enchant our stash boots. Alright, so, oh no, don't do that. Barely jumped out of the way. Oh man. Alright, let's get our Berserk, let's drop our flag, bring our flag back up, get right out of the way of that, and good to go. Alright. Treasure keys, maybe grab some boots, courtesan sword. That might actually end up being more decks than we can actually use, but we will see. Alright, so we're gonna go ahead and grab Flawless Savagery. Get ourselves our stash boots, make sure that these, ooh, 89 life. Man, the lack of movement speed on that is really killing it though. I'm just gonna throw some of this stuff in here to sell so we can pick up other stuff. Alright. And it's just currency. Can't click. Alright. So grab our boots and test our luck. First one, cold damage if you've been hit recently. Nah. Dodge if you've taken a critical strike. I guess that's better than the cold damage one, so. Alright. So we're going to pick up proficiency so we can use foils. That's what they're called, foils. I kept calling them rapiers, but their official name is foil. Yeah. Craft some light onto these boots. And move Blood Rage up here. And War Banner and Herald of Purity can stay down here. Alright, got ourselves 10% more move speed. Good to go. Sell some of this stuff.
Hello.
Alright. That's all taken care of. Got a better... Well, maybe better. This one has bleed removal, so... Do we even need a mana flask at this point? I don't even think we need a mana flask, honestly, but... Yeah, we'll keep it for now. Sell it for scraps, I guess. Alright. And back we go to the Solaris Temple. So our crit chance is still really low, but we are going to look for a crit. Yeah, 9.75%. We are going to look for crit foils at some point. And luckily our attacks are so fast that we're probably still going to have the bonus from the bonus attack for having crit recently fairly often, because we're hitting like 8 or 9 times per second. And I think it's recently, if I recall, the bonus, which is 4 seconds. If you dealt, yes. So usually recently is 4 seconds. So chances are good if we're consistently hitting things, we are getting the bonus damage just because of our attack speed, even though we only have like 10% crit chance. So that's the important part. And obviously we'll want to get a much higher crit chance going forward, but this will probably do for now. This. Alright, well, yeah, our damage fall off is getting pretty noticeable. So, but we're almost to the Blood Aqueducts. We can spend a little time there, sorting our gearing situation out. I think we've done a good job sorting out our gearing as we've been going, for the most part. Wait, is that? Oh, I thought that was 74 life and 7 to 18 physical damage. Man, still might be good. And pretty soon here, we'll probably switch to Frostblades. Actually, I want to wait until I get a 5-link to switch to Frostblades, just because I'm going to pick up White Corsair amulets just to throw possibly Elks at, or maybe not Elks, but throw something at it. And until we get a 5-link, we'll probably just use a... we'll probably just continue using the Cyclone. That looks pretty hefty for now, but yeah, we'll just leave that at that. Excuse me. We can also try to get a 6-link by... because Blood Aqueducts is so linear, I suppose we could just go for a Tabula Rasa. That might be the way to go. A lot of people in solo Self-Found will farm for a Tabula Rasa. I don't know if it's necessarily the route I want to go. I feel like it's a little bit boring to just farm Blood Aqueducts for too long, but I think I'll probably farm it for at least like half an hour or so. It'll be a lot easier to, you know, talk and read chat and that kind of thing too during that time, so... Although it looks like a lot of the regular chatters have... Oh. Did my stream die? It says I'm offline. Let me restart this. For some reason, it says I'm offline. Hopefully, people have not been talking to me this whole time. Okay, cool. For some reason, my stream said I was offline. There you go. Hey! Oh, yeah. So I'm probably tomorrow, Steve, gonna be, or Steven. I'm probably going to be starting the rain, since I was gonna do Anon first, but it looks like it might be a little bit of a drama. I like kind of the... It looked like a nice cyberpunk type of sci-fi one, but the preview kind of comes off as a little bit more of a crime drama than I like, necessarily. So I'm probably going to give the rain a try tomorrow. I just want to finish up this show that I'm watching currently, or it might be later than tomorrow. I'm not really sure on the time frame of how long the show I'm currently watching is going to be, but how much Netflix I watch is pretty variant. Sometimes I'll watch a decent amount of it in a day, and sometimes I won't watch it for a couple of days. So, but soon I'll be starting the rain, and I'll let you know what I think about it. It looks pretty cool. It looks like potentially, I don't know if it's a post-apocalypse or just kind of like a disaster show. Like, but we'll see. We'll see. Oofed. Oofta hoofta. Yeah. Yeah. Very, very post... Fair enough. I was just thinking about... so if you're not familiar with the term, in anime there is a... there's a genre called isekai, which means another world. And it's basically a whole genre of people being sent to another world. And I was just thinking about it, and I'm like, basically, isekai is essentially post-apocalypse. It's practically the same thing. Like, the tropes are very similar. It's basically just a Japanese version of a post-apocalypse. Instead of, like, more sci-fi tropes, it's more fantasy, medieval-type tropes. So I was thinking about that, and how they're very, very similar narratively. How it's kind of just like, you know, people who... A lot of times it's people who are kind of not particularly extraordinary in their normal lives are sent to this different world, whether it be because of the world ending or because they were magically sent there somehow. And then they have to rise above their situation, and they gain esteem in surviving in this new world. So yeah, I was thinking about them because I'm a big fan of post-apocalypse shows and I watch a lot of anime. And I'm not a huge fan of the isekai genre necessarily. There are some okay ones. But I was just thinking about how weirdly similar they were in terms of narrative. Speaking of anime, another show I have to continue and finish is Baki, which is from the manga Baki. Sounds like, yes, Escaflowne is actually billed as being one of the first isekai, actually. So very, very, very similar, I would guess. And it's kind of evolved. They're all very samey now, which is one of my biggest gripes with them. They have like a formula, and they're basically meant to sell merch type thing. I mean, I guess anime and media in general has kind of devolved to that point. Same with movies. A lot of movies have just gotten to the point where they're very formulaic and just meant to sell action figures. I call it the Star Wars effect. But yeah. Yoko Kanno. I love Yoko Kanno. She is absolutely brilliant, man. Wolf Children, Standalone Complex, Zankyo no Terror. Yeah, Yoko Kanno is a fantastic composer. Boy, everything she works on is just brilliant. She even did I'll Noah Zero, I think. No, that was Hiro. Never mind. That was Hiroyuki Sawano, who I also like. I don't know why I thought it was Yoko Kanno. Very different. Macross, yeah, Macross too. Yeah, everything she does is pure gold, 100%. Oh man. Used to run the biggest Yoko site on the web in the early... Oh man. The early aughts? Is that what you call the 2000s? I think I've heard that term before. Mostly from British people. Turn A Gundam? Ha. Yeah. I've never heard an American person refer to it as that. Oh yes, Cowboy Bebop. God. Yeah, that soundtrack gives me chills. I'm looking forward to it's the only live action anime that's coming out soon, or not soon, but is slated for coming out that I'm actually excited for. My only regret is I don't think Keanu Reeves will be playing Spike, sadly. The perfect fit because he's literally Spike in real life, so, you know. The Netflix one, yeah. I'm kind of excited for the Akira movie because it's going to be done by the director of Thor Ragnarok, which is one of the few superhero movies I've been really impressed with. I did like Infinity War, the first one. Not a huge fan of Endgame, personally. It was passable, I guess. But I really liked the directing in Thor Ragnarok. I thought it was fantastic. And yeah, I'd like to see what he's going to do with Akira. Oh yeah, I forgot. He's going to be doing Thor 4. I just read that on Reddit this morning. He's going to be doing Thor 4, which is exciting. I'm happy with that. But yeah, the fact that means the Akira movie is going to be delayed kind of sucks. Yikes. Well, you know, as long as if Thor 4 lives up to Thor Ragnarok in terms of just being absolutely amazing, in terms of, God, the writing, the directing was so good. It was so on theme. It gave so thoroughly that like 80s hair metal feel. You know, with it had images that could have straight up been from an 80s metal album cover all throughout it. The color schemes were great. The camera work is great. The comedy hit. It was, man. Oh, God, it was so good. What a great movie. I haven't been that excited for... So, yeah, I'm excited for... I hope that director... I forget his name, but I hope he gets a lot of work. Because he's one of the few kind of mainstream directors that I've been very impressed with lately. So, hopefully, we see a lot from him in the future. But yeah, I definitely want to see Akira. But I'll definitely watch the Cowboy Bebop live action. Hey, Kai, how's it going, man? Yeah, hoping you're having a good day too, man. Super non-mainstream? I don't know. I would say at the point that you direct a Marvel movie and get slated on to do another one, you kind of become mainstream at that point. Oh yeah, he did do What We Do in the Shadows. I forgot about that, which was also a great movie, one of the best comedies. That explains why his comedic sense was so good. Well, he didn't write Thor Ragnarok, did he? He just directed it. I mean, there's probably some of his influence in there, though. Yeah, What We Do in the Dark was great. I think Steven said yesterday that the first season of the series of that is out now. Jessica loves that movie. I love that movie. I actually hadn't seen it before Jessica showed it to me, so... But, yeah. Okay. Yeah, he probably is one of the writers. Yeah, that explains why the comedy in Thor Ragnarok was so on point. And part of the comedy was in the directing too, like just some of the body humor or the gag type humor was really on point and really well timed. So that's something. Yeah, I'll be happy to see more of him. I hope he gets a lot of directing work. Yeah, I remember being excited. He voiced the Rock Monster. Oh yeah, the Rock Monster was one of the highlights of that movie too. I think they were gonna just have him be like a side bit character, but he did so well in testing that they ended up giving him a more fleshed out role, and I'm glad they did, because all the comedy from him really hit. At least for me. I mean, comedy is kind of one of those subjective things, but in my mind, that was good stuff. Good stuff all around. There's a lot of improv. Hey. He does some good Korg, that's his name. Yeah, I liked Korg. He was in the Endgame as well. Yeah, that whole bit. I don't want to spoil it because it's possible people still haven't seen that movie. It's still relatively new. I don't even think it's out of theaters. Maybe it is out of theaters. I'm really bad with time and time frames, so I don't actually know for sure. But liked Mike. I don't remember which one Mike is. Which one is Mike? I mean, I don't actually know any of the characters' names because I've seen it twice. I should actually know the names of the characters, but nope. Terrible with that. Objectively funny? I don't think there's such a thing as objectively funny, but in my mind, that's pretty close. Like, some of the things that a lot of people find funny, I don't find funny at all, and some of the things that I find funny, people don't find funny at all. So, objectively funny might not exist. It might exist, who knows? Maybe there's one thing that everybody finds funny. Meek in the movie? Oh, the Knives for Hands guys. Yeah, he was good too. Yeah. Yeah, that movie was brilliant. I'm a big fan of Thor Ragnarok. I'm glad that guy's... Glad to see more. Can't wait. Boy. Yeah, I'm starting to really feel the damage fall off now. But we're almost to the Blood Aqueduct, so we can rest easy, get all of that taken care of. I'm not going to do the mirror boss skill point quest for this, because honestly, I absolutely hate that boss, and I like to do it over leveled. So I'll probably come back towards the end of the game. I can't even get that right now. Alright. Block, recharge rate. I suppose we should hold on to some extra jewels for crafting later on. No writing credit? Okay. Yeah. I mean, it was good writing regardless, so... Does this have an open prefix? It does. This might be worth crafting life onto. Maybe not. Maybe not. We'll get rid of it. I'm not gonna bother. Seems like a hassle, but we'll go ahead and try to craft a couple of swords here. We're looking for pretty much anything that could be remotely better. Does this have an open prefix? It does. Alright, so we'll be crafting some fizz damage onto this one. How can you get exalted orbs in solo self-found? Get very lucky or farm divination cards that drop exalted orbs. So there are a few different divination cards that can drop exalted orbs, and that's really the only deterministic way to do it. Yeah. Man, I'm getting a lot of graphical errors. Look at this palm tree. Got a shiny palm tree. Yeah. Alright, so let's toss some physical damage. Yeah, mid-roll, we'll take it. It's still better than what we have. 69 to 205 with a 1.5 attack speed. Good enough. Alright. Get the... everything sorted out here. Try to get 2 red sockets. Well, that's 2, but... you need... there you go. Okay, cool. So our DPS goes from 13,775 to 15,875. Not the biggest jump in the world, but it's a little bit better. We'll take it. Do I not? I don't know if I have these yet. There you go. Okay, cool. I'm not familiar. I'm really bad. Do you know who Walt Simonson is, Jessica? Nope. Okay. Yeah, I'm not familiar with a lot of directors, or at least by their names. So there are very few directors that I actually know their names, or writers for that matter, or actors for that matter. I'm really bad with names, just generally speaking. So that is, it eludes me. The ability to remember names is not one of my strong points. I remember layouts. I remember like directions or house layouts or maps in video games. Artist and writer, did a lot of 90s Thor, 80s Thor. Okay, cool. Oh, a comic book artist. Okay. I did enjoy the duvet information as well. Yeah. Hey, that's vital information for sure. It was vital for me. I learned a thing. I'll probably remember it. Probably. I may remember it. We'll see. You almost got us a duvet? Yeah. I leave the decorating up to Jessica because, yeah, not much of it for me. Before I met Jessica, a couple of months before I met Jessica, I got my very first 2 items to decorate ever. I had been living on my own for 9 years at that point. And these 2 posters, or these 2 wall scrolls back here, are the very first... you're going to test me on duvet? That's probably a good idea. Those were the very first 2 decorations that I didn't just already have from when I was a kid that I've ever purchased as an adult. And before that, my room was basically completely blank. I didn't have any posters. I've never been one for decorating. I feel like I could just live in a completely white blank room with a bed and maybe a desk and maybe a bookshelf, and that's it. And I'd be perfectly happy. It never occurred to me. But then when I was dating, I realized how boring my room was. And when I was doing online dating, and I'm like, well, if I'm going to bring girls back here, I should probably get some sort of decoration. And so, of course, I get anime wall scrolls. The coolest thing you can possibly get if you're trying to get girls, right? It worked on Jessica, so there you go. Because I wasn't looking for the kind of girl who would, judge me for being a weeb. I needed me a weeb girl, And we first bonded over talking about like horror movies and sci-fi novels, so I knew it was a pretty good fit. And she said one of the selling points for me was the fact that she learned that I used to play Yu-Gi-Oh! Competitively. So, yeah. Jessica finds that very attractive. I did have a bed. I actually had just recently also purchased a bed set, which was the first one that I had gotten that wasn't somebody else's bed set that they gave me for not having a bed set. So, yeah. I had a friend who was like, "Man, you don't even have a bed set. You just lay on an empty bed with no sheet, with a blanket and like a couch pillow." And I'm like, "Well, so." He had given me a bed set, but I finally went out and purchased my own bed set, also just a couple of months before I met Jessica. So that one might have scared her away, to be honest. Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's true. My sheet was falling off my bed. Hey, Blood Aqueduct. All right, so we'll probably spend the next half hour or so farming some Blood Aqueduct to get our gearing situation sorted. Well timed, yes. I might have scared her away with a completely empty bed. Maybe. Probably. Definitely. Good chance, yeah. I had to have at least... I had to have at least some kind of modicum of a well put together human being in my, in my room. I mean, I had a desk and a bookshelf, classy stuff like that. Hey, Marcus, how's it going, dude? Thanks. Good morning to you in Sweden. Hey, Fabian, how's it going, dude? Caught us just in time to hit up the Blood Aqueducts. We're gonna be farming up some Blood Aqueducts, maybe getting some divination cards for a tabula. If I don't get quite a few of them at a relatively early pace, I'll probably just move on. So within a half an hour, if I can't get at least a couple of humility cards, I'll probably just progress from there, but we'll see how that goes. Played Kaz. Nice. Yeah. I remember when we hadn't actually met in person yet, I was sending her high scores from a rhythm game that I was playing called Osu, because I thought that would be really impressive to her. I mean, come on. I got a double S in Osu. How could you not be impressed by that? FFR and Stepmania also have those. I do like me that, yeah, whatever, man. Some people send nudes on Snapchat. I send my high scores in rhythm games. It worked. Worked out. It all is good. I don't know. I figure my whole thought process is I did a lot of dating. I online dated for 5 years. And during that period of time, I went on a lot of bad dates. And I figured if I'm not going to date somebody who doesn't like the kinds of things I like. Like, I'm not going to just pretend to be this completely normal person or whatever people expect. She fell right then and there. That's right. Yeah, she saw that I had very nimble fingers. Yep, that was it. Well, I wasn't expecting to go there this stream, but here we are. But yeah, I spent 5 years online dating. Went on like 1 or 2 dates a week on average. Yeah, Jessica spent a weekend online dating before she met me, and then she was done. You're going? Well, thanks for stopping in, Steven. Appreciate that, dude. I will hopefully see you tomorrow, and if not, I'm sure I will see you soon. Always have the Discord to talk on, so got that going for us. Farmed for it for 1 hour and got nothing. No cards in an hour, man. That's pretty unlucky. Usually I can, depending on the speed of the build, of course, I can usually get like, at least 2 or 3 per hour a lot of times. But it really does depend on the build. I don't know how many I'll get in this build. It's not like slow, but it's not a fast build either. It's like a medium-paced build. Yeah. She got the easy run? Yes. And I saw her I saw her dating profile. It's just insane how many more personal messages women get than men on dating sites. I feel like I had to be the one reaching out every single time. Not every time. I'd get messages sometimes, and usually give them a chance. I cast a pretty wide net. Like, unless they were obviously not right for me right from the beginning, I'd give everyone a chance. You know, go on a date, feel it out. See how things go. You know, they all went terrible. I have a lot of horror stories from those days. Some pretty bad ones. I remember I used to hang out with a lot of girls. I used to have a lot of female friends. I don't hang out with a lot of them anymore because they don't live in La Crosse. Ooh. They don't live in Wisconsin where I'm from. Well, it's out. I just doxed myself. GG. It's over. I have to disappear from the internet now. GG, guys. That slipped. Well, please no dox me, guys. I would appreciate that. Anyway, but either way, when I went on that date, one of my female friends texted me on the date, and this girl grabbed my phone away from me and basically yelled at me for having female friends and accused me and called my female friend a bunch of words, even though it was very obviously a completely platonic conversation we were having. And I'm like, well, and that was our second date. She didn't really give off that many red flags on her first date, but that one was a strong enough red flag that I did not speak with her again. I got out of there as fast as I could, and I got cast a wide net. You know, that's what you got to do. If I live in a fairly small place, so there weren't a lot of options. Little glimpse of the future. Yeah, I'm like, that's not the kind of person I want to be with. I want to, you know, Jessica has guy friends, I have girlfriends, and neither of us are threatened by that fact. It's just the way it is. And if that's something that you're so insecure about that you can't deal with, I'm not sure it would work out. You know, that's how it works. Boom. Get out of there. Have none at all? I mean, I have standards, but I mean, it wasn't a matter of having, like, lowering my standards. My standards were just more personality driven than they were on looks, I guess. Like, I cast a wide net looks wise, but it was mostly to give them a chance. If I thought that, you know, we had a compatible personality, if they weren't the best in the looking department, then maybe I'd still date them, but that was not the case in a lot of instances. Many of them were lacking in both departments, let's just say that. But luckily, I found a very, very attractive woman who also has a personality that mixes well with mine. Very, very, extremely. When I went to my brother's wedding, all of my old friends were like, Ryan, how did you get her? Man. All the self-depreciation. Overt self-depreciation. Showing up in town now? Hey. Aw, yeah. Good answer. That's right. I appreciate the self-depreciating humor, but no need to be... Gotta keep yourself humble. That's true. That's true. Gotta keep that ego in line. You're constantly in danger of going off the handle and becoming a narcissist. Me too. With the right filter, I think anyone could these days, you know? Gotta get my good angle. Gotta perfect my duck face for my future Instagram career when YouTube falls through. Hey, you're a Photoshop expert, so you could just doctor up my images and you know, put me in exotic locations. I can be right here in snowy Wisconsin, nice scenic Wisconsin, and make it look like I'm enjoying a beverage in a fancy location. We've got, that's our backup option. That's like my third backup option. I think my backup option for now is Twitch, but my third backup option is become an Instagram model with all of the, yeah, become one of those influencers, right? Demand free service, offer people exposure in exchange for goods and services. Who needs money? Who needs payment? I'll have you know I have 200 Twitter followers. I could give. Do you know how much money that's worth? Several cents at least. Man. So, you know, got that in my back pocket. I'll become internet famous one way or another. One of these days. Oh, running a little low on the old inventory. We got a Divine Life Flask. You know what? We're just gonna go back and see if we can't craft maybe bleed immunity on that or bubbling, one of the two or both. See how that works out. Right. Use a couple of glass blowers baubles and block recovery. Sapping. That's right. Yeah, it's a lot easier to find people online dating, to be honest. Especially if you're not looking for the kinds of people who would be there. I mean, I could have gone to maybe like the local college anime club or something to try to find a girl. Okay, bubbling. I'll take bubbling. And actually, I had been a part of that to try to find girls, and I had even for a short time dated a girl at the local, but that's when I was much younger. At this point, it'd be a little creepy. Once you hit 30 or nearly 30, probably shouldn't be going to college clubs to try to pick up girls, you know? Maybe not. I'm not judging you if that's your thing, but yeah, and maybe that's a little weird. Maybe. Don't want to be too judgy here, but I think it's not something I was interested in doing. Let's put it that way. Or bars. Boy, I'm in a huge bar town. Could have done bars. I've tried picking up girls in bars, and a lot of times not necessarily the kinds of girls I would want to date. It's not like they were always bad, but it's just that kind of circumstance. That's fair. Yeah, that's a little bit different though. When you're going to the bar specifically or when you're going to the college specifically to just like kind of hang out there with young, I mean, to be fair, at the anime club there were like 3 or 4 girls. It was like 90% guys. It will be. My microphone is being attacked by my cat. Yeah. But it's there weren't a lot of places where I could easily find girls with similar interests. I suppose the local gaming store could have been a good option, like D&D sessions or Magic the Gathering, that kind of thing. Might have been a decent option. But yeah, I went with online dating. It was easy. I could sit at home, I could set up dates, and you know, it didn't take very long. Just needed to do some chatting, and that was about it. We live in the internet age, and that is just a very convenient way to go about it. Worked out eventually. I mean, the amount of girls I dated from meeting them in real life and the amount of girls I dated from doing online dating, it's probably like 70% online dating, just because of the convenience. I mean, that counts girls I went on like 1 to 3 dates with, though, which kind of counts, I guess. But, you know, barely. Barely counts. Yeah, that's true. You know, what I did is I was just mostly open about the kinds of things I was into. I didn't necessarily, I mean, I would put the most important kind of gaming related stuff. I don't remember. Did I have gaming related stuff on my dating profile? Okay. Well, I was very quickly. I think I used, God, I don't even remember. I think it was OkCupid or I think it was OkCupid I ended up using. Yeah. Yeah. I used a couple of different sites. There are not a lot of free options and I wasn't willing to pay. Hashtag not sponsored. But, yeah. That is... Boy. It was fun. It was 5 years. I felt like it was going to go on forever. Majority of online dates, I went a lot of coffee dates. Coffees, I went to a couple of movie dates. Really, I just kind of felt out to see like what she was interested in. I had a bar really close to my house. So I sometimes, when she sounded like she was interested in a bar date, would do that, and I would just invite her to the one close to my house so that I could evacuate if things went poorly. Like, I wouldn't have to walk of shame type thing. I literally had a bar that was something like, what, like a block and a half away from my house. So, that one was very good. That's fair. Well, you know, just kind of custom tailor to what you want to do, right? 5 years is a long time to date, yeah. And the longest relationship I had before Jessica was only 9 months, and I was 28 years old at that point. So, and most of my relationships at that point were under 2 months. So, and it's mostly, I just kind of, you know, I know what I want, and I know what I don't want out of a relationship, and I was like looking for someone that I could, well, I guess it depends what time frame we're looking at. Sometimes I was looking for different things, obviously. But, you know, mostly there were times when I wasn't looking for a long-term relationship for sure. But invite her to play board games? Hey, that's a good way to go too. A lot of people enjoy that. I did go on a couple of dates that were basically like Catan, that kind of thing. I feel like you were invited to a board game night very shortly after we started dating. Yeah. To be fair, Jessica and I, our first 2 dates ended up lasting like 12 hours each, and they were day after day type thing. We just clicked so much so quickly that it was, we had 2 extensive, very extensive dates. And I had never had that before, so, you know, kind of knew things were working out really quickly there. But yeah, board game night is really good. You know, we played some Catan and some Cards Against Humanity and that kind of thing. In a game night, did we play any other game? I don't remember. But yeah, we had a couple of different games. Who am I, Sting? It was a 12-hour date. There was no tantra involved, so that would be extensive. I don't think that would be enjoyable as much as Sting would endorse it. No, I cooked for her on our first date and she cooked for me on our second date. So it was a lot of fun. Toby. No humilities so far. Having a pretty bad luck in this. That's true. Yeah, there's always everybody has a very different sense of humor, and Cards Against Humanity kind of gives a pretty broad range in terms of what people find funny, so, you know? Toast and me and Jessica are both very good cooks. Well, I think I'm a very good cook, and I think she's a much better cook. I'm a more than competent cook for a guy my age, I guess. particularly when it comes to like grilling and meat and that kind of thing. Jessica's a very, very good cook. So I thought, I have a skill. It's cooking. I should cook for her. We watched a lot of B horror movies because we're both really into horror movies. Like we watched Troll 2. What did we? Do you remember? I don't even remember everything we watched. We definitely watched Troll 2 though. The Witch with 2 V's. We watched a lot of horror movies. Oh yeah, we watched Swiss Army Man. That was great. Good times, man. Cool. Yeah, we've been living together for quite a while. We actually started living together after only dating, what, like 5 months? Yeah. I mean, at that point, I was like, yeah, I'm sure. I'm 100% sure. But, it's a big step in everything, but yeah, we've been living together for more than 2 years. B-horror movies. Dead Alive, Killer Clowns from Outer Space. Yeah, there's a lot of fun. I like those like over-the-top kind of bad horror movies. Attack of the Killer Tomatoes, that kind of thing. Big fan of a lot of those. But yeah, we're both into that, so we watched those. Had a good time. Yeah. A lot of fun. So much fun. And we listened to mariachi music while she made stuffed jalapenos, or just stuffed peppers, that kind of thing. Taco peppers, that's what it was. Yeah. And I made her steak, and that was cool. Yeah, to be fair, we got a lot of dates. If most average dates are maybe like 2.5 hours or so, we got a lot of dates out of our first 2 dates, so, we were in an advanced relationship already at that point. Hey, our first humility, finally. Alright. Well, I doubt I'm just going to sit here and farm humilities, but I'll probably give it a little bit longer. We still haven't found a better sword yet. I haven't been seeing a lot of swords on the ground just in general, sadly. She doesn't like red meat? That's fair enough. To be fair, a lot of the steaks I eat are pork steaks because they're like half the price of beef steaks. It's just more cost efficient. So I'll get like the pork shoulder butt. I'm a huge miser when it comes to spending my money, so I always buy kind of the cheapest meat. Always stock up when I'm on sale or when things are on sale. That's fair enough. I like beef steak, but I actually like pork steak better. It depends on the cut. I like prime rib. I like a nice fatty steak if possible. I don't like the lean cuts particularly. Not as filling, not as tasty. But I like a good ribeye. I don't like sirloin all that much, even though it's one of the more popular ones. Steaks are plentiful and well priced. Steaks are fairly expensive around here, especially beef steaks. If they're on sale or on reduced, like because they're old, it's within the possibility that I'll buy them, but for full price, I'm not going to be paying that much for a cut of beef for sure. Never ever. Man, I have a buddy who lives in Omaha. I've been there a bunch of times. I used to go to Yu-Gi-Oh! Tournaments in Omaha and in Lincoln, so good times. See if we get a better belt here, maybe. 61 life, 18 lightning resistance. Are we overcapped on lightning? We're well overcapped on lightning. Yeah, I think we're probably going to pick up this. We might... we don't even have to craft fire resist on it to get overcapped. So, I think we're good. Got a nice little upgrade there. Cool. Yeah, in the Midwest, you'd think the farm... I mean, compared to other parts of the country, we probably are a little bit... or we're at least reasonably priced, I think. But farmer markets are so nice. Yeah. We have a really nice farmer's market near where we are. It's really good. I love farmer's markets. I love getting fresh produce. Sometimes you can get meat. I haven't been to one in a really long time just because they tend to be a little bit more expensive. But it really depends. Sometimes they're cheaper than the grocery stores. So My buddy his name is also Ryan. His name is Ryan Newburn. I don't know if he lives in Omaha. He went hitchhiking across the country, so. Yep. Or he went hitchhiking across Japan. Not hitchhiking. It was walking. A lot of goat cheese. He was actually a very accomplished Yu-Gi-Oh player. He went to Worlds once as a representative for the United States. I used to practice with him, so. Cool dude. Cool dude. But all they can get? Yeah, they're pretty fun. There's a lot of cool stuff you can get from farmers market. Sometimes they have like specialty items that are only certain times of the year. You can get some good jams there. I've gotten some delicious, rhubarb or raspberry jam. I've gotten some really good raspberry jam there. Name sounds familiar. That might be. I'm not familiar with the local hobby stores in Omaha, but it's very likely that if you played Yu-Gi-Oh there. I actually had another friend from my other channel who had met one of my Yu-Gi-Oh buddies in Minnesota, so it's definitely not outside of the possibility that you've met one of my Yu-Gi-Oh buddies. Hans Zimmer's doing... Oh, cool. I am very interested to see the remake of the... or to see the reboot of Dune, because I think that's one of those books that could go well in film. At least the first two, probably not beyond that, because it just becomes this weird political thing more than a kind of action-y one. But I feel like Dune and Children of Dune could probably be adapted well into film, and maybe not so well beyond that. You know, maybe you could get some sort of like HBO Game of Thrones type scenario going on with the latter Dune novels, but maybe not. I don't know. I like Dune. I even like the ones that, although I got really bored when I was reading God Emperor, and it took me years to finally finish that one. But yeah, the first two Dune novels are really, really good. Really big fan, and I would be very happy to see a good adaptation of those. Ooh. Oops. We want to keep that to get the unveiling done. I believe there was a Dune game. I don't know. I'm going to just toss this in here. Oh, let's see. Yeah, I feel like there was a really old Dune video game and people talk about it, but I've never actually played it myself. So I can't really confirm it or know what it would be called. But I feel like I've definitely heard about it. So at this point, we've been in Blood Aqueducts for a solid, like, 40 minutes. And a little over 40 minutes, and we've only got one humility. That isn't too uncommon, I guess. You know, I'd like to be able to drop a couple more here. Maybe if by the time we get into maps, we can always run a bunch of channels, just not do any tier 3s except for channel until we've farmed one up, if we can't get a 6 link or at least a 5 link by then. So that's always an option. Command and Conquer. Okay, I didn't know that. I played the Command and Conquer video games, and I love them. I love the old RTS games. Obviously, I'm a bigger StarCraft fan overall, but, you know. To be fair, that one became like a cultural touchstone when it comes to esports. I used to watch, in fact, now that Brood War has been remastered, with StarCraft Remastered, I've watched professional Korean StarCraft even recently. One of my buddies that is also a big fan of that is coming over this weekend to hang out. Oh yeah, I never thought about that. The daily streams while having people over. I might have to figure out a way that I can do that while having guests over. Might be a little bit tricky, but we'll see what we can work out. maybe I can just do a shorter stream while they're... he's bringing over Smash Brothers Ultimate, so maybe I can have my two buddies playing Smash Brothers while I stream for a little bit. Frank Herbert was inspired by the creation of Los Angeles to write Dune. Wow, look at that. We got the 3 unique maps strongbox. We just jumped up to tier 12 maps right from the get-go while we're still in Act 9. Wow, how lucky is that? Check us out. Progressing in maps before even getting maps. Man, we're getting pretty lucky. Getting some really rare divination cards. Got 3 unique maps. EverQuest, man, that brings back memories. Man, OG EverQuest. That was like the very first MMO. I played a little bit of EverQuest. I did switch to World of Warcraft when that came out. Played a lot of vanilla WoW. I played a little bit of the first 2 expansions of WoW and just quit because I didn't like where it was going. And also because specifically in vanilla WoW, I almost didn't go to my prom, my high school prom, because I wanted to play World of Warcraft, and I'm like, okay, I've got a problem. I need to stop this. I'm completely avoiding any kind of social activity to play WoW. I need to maybe get it back a little bit. I might use some of these, so I'm gonna pick those up. But 79 life. Ooh. And 5% max life. Ooh. Ooh. That might be worthwhile. Alright, I'm gonna plop that over there and see what we're gonna do with that. Alrighty. Well, it is just about 7, so I'm just going to finish up this run, and I'm going to call it a night. So if anybody has any final questions, now would be the time to get them in, because otherwise I'll just rant on forever trying to say my goodbyes for the evening. But I'll definitely be back tomorrow. If you guys want to help support the channel, I'm putting these off till the end now, but self-promo, if you want to help support the channel, help me make more content and stay full-time longer, you can hit the join button for $5 a month, and like 80% of that'll go to me. Otherwise, you can go over to Patreon, pledge, you'll get a lifetime membership to the Discord channel for just $1 for 1 month. So if you pledge $1 for 1 month, you're in. You can chat, ask me questions anytime, send me memes, talk about anything. Otherwise, that's pretty much it. Hope you guys enjoyed. This has been Ryan from Behind Eyes Gaming. I hope you guys have a wonderful evening, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye!